Chapter 2, we held our heads high as the light carried us into dawn. The morning's twist promised to usher us into a realm of adventure, guided only by instinct and direction. Jacob had been here before, then there, and everywhere in between. His rather long stay at the school had somehow turned him into my personal tour guide. This early Monday morning was meant to be more interesting, I thought. Standing beside him, I felt the comfort of true companionship, a slim, chocolate-skinned boy whose presence was steady and real. The only thing that set us apart was the few inches I towered above him. Even so, there was no room for pride or humiliation. We were equals. Passing by the chapel, we approached a group of students gathered at the mouth of a corridor. They smiled faintly, one of them stepping back while glancing from side to side. The moment they noticed us drawing closer, they dispersed quickly, as though unwilling to reveal whatever had held them there. In class, a few students kept stealing glances outside, their attention clearly elsewhere. Jacob leaned toward my ear. "Did you see that?" he whispered. I scanned the area but caught nothing. "Over there," he said, pointing toward the corridor on our right. He explained that the corridor lay between the senior 4 block and the teachers' toilets. According to him, it was known as the criminal path. I stepped forward instinctively, but he pulled back. "Man, let's get going. Those senior 3 students might get suspicious," he warned, gesturing toward another block on our left. As we hurried along in a slapdash rhythm, I couldn't help but question it. How could such a place exist within a confined school like Midland? Jacob lowered his voice again. "We know about it, but we act like we don't. That path is a secret route, freedom from this prison. I was told by my friends in Senior 4 that the corridor wall has been built and rebuilt, yet students still find their way over it." He paused, then added firmly, "But never try." The bell rang, sharp and commanding. Jacob grabbed my arm, pulling me along. We rushed across the compound, past the staff room, and finally reached our classroom. Inside, chaos reigned. Windows were flung open. Boys hummed carelessly. Girls giggled, while others chuckled as though tickled by invisible jokes. Jacob settled into a front seat, 2 rows from the board, while I searched for a place at the back. In the blink of an eye, a neatly dressed lady stood before the class. Her calm smile sought not a seat, but our attention. Gradually, the noise receded until only her voice remained. She moved with composure, her hands gently clasped as she waited for silence to settle fully. "Good morning, everyone. I would like to reintroduce myself. I am Teacher Anne. Last week, I gave an assignment to a small group of students in this stream. This is West, correct?" she began. We nodded. "Since we have more students joining us this week, that group will give a brief recap of what we covered in English language," she continued. A few girls in the front row began answering her questions. I watched uneasily. The back seat suddenly felt too warm, too distant. None of the students around me showed any intention of participating. Like any newcomer eager to make a mark, I felt an urge rise within me. If most backbenchers had chosen silence, then I would break it. Perhaps I could try, I thought. The questions sounded familiar, almost like those from the PLE exams. Before I could reconsider, my hand was already raised. "Yes, please. Any contribution?" The teacher noticed me. I stood up. Every eye in the room turned toward me, weighing me down. Some faces feigned annoyance, others curiosity. A few seemed surprised, others indifferent. "I want to give an answer," I said, swallowing hard. A couple of students nearby noticed and began to chuckle. From across the room, I caught Jacob's stare, urgent, almost pleading for me to sit down. I looked away and faced the teacher again. Her eyelids shifted slightly, as though uncertain of what I was about to say. "First, tell us your name as everyone else has done," she said, stepping forward. Before I could speak, a knock interrupted. All attention shifted to the door. The knock grew louder. "Who is there?" the teacher asked. No response came. She walked toward the door, each step marked by the sharp rhythm of her stilettos. The sound echoed in sync with my rising heartbeat. Why did moments like these collide so perfectly? I wondered. My gaze followed her blue dress as she reached for the handle. The door opened slightly, and a burst of light streamed in, catching my face as though the heavens themselves had parted. Framed within it stood a girl. her curly hair outlined by the glow, her figure almost sculpted from light. Her chocolate complexion shimmered, and her slim frame carried a delicate, effortless beauty. "I'm so sorry, teacher. I must be late for my first lesson," she said with a gentle smile. Dimples appeared, deepening each time she spoke. Her eyes swept across the room wide, searching until they met mine. I was still the only one standing. Teacher Anne guided her inside as I quickly took my seat. The class applauded as instructed. "Hi, everyone. My name is Joan," she said, and in that moment something shifted within me. A girl so innocent should not pass unnoticed. I had to make a move.